Hi there, I'm Gary, welcome to my channel and welcome to the unveiling of the 8th kit in Simon's Matchbox Challenge. If you're not familiar with this, Matchbox was a British manufacturer of plastic kits in the 1970s and 80s, famous for its multicoloured plastic frames and interesting subjects. To a lot of modelers of a certain age, and I include myself in that, there is a nostalgic and sentimental connection to them. Channel viewer Simon John has challenged me to build many of them. He finds them, sends them to me, and I promise to build everything he sends. I don't know what they are until I open the box on camera. Now, if you enjoy the video, please let YouTube know by giving it the imperial thumbs up, hitting the notification bell, and subscribing to the channel. It's free and a great way to show your support. So, let's see what Simon has for me this time. So this is the package. You can see why I'm excited when you see how big the package is. This is a huge box. It's come with which is very helpful. This is a cut here in emergency, cut here markings. That's rather jolly. I suppose I should really see what is inside here. As you can see, I have no idea. I haven't opened anything. I'm opening, I won't say live because this is a recording, but live-ish. As live as I can make it without actually doing it on a live stream. So, it's obviously something very big, and it's obviously quite a big scale. You know, maybe 32nd even, maybe even 24th, but certainly I'm going for at least 1/32 on this, which will mean it would be something I've never made because prior to the 1/24 scale FX Spitfire of a couple of years ago, I had not made anything of like that size, 24th, 32nd before. So that was quite a learning curve. Not even years and years ago. I think 1/48 was my limit back in the old days. And for costs, not at least for anything else, of course. I need to get a move on with this guy. The suspense is really hurting everyone at home as much as it's hurting me, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if you can see me cutting that open. There we go. That's open. That's open. This is quite the moment because this could be something really very, well, all of them are special, but this is something I seriously would never, ever have bought or built when I was younger, when I was doing Matchbox kits a lot, which is kind of the point of the challenge, really. It's partly to revisit some classics, but partly to do things I never would have done before. Because they're too big or too complex, or I was too scared of them or whatever. Okay, right, that's done. I hope. I just hope it's not like a... Oh, I can see bubble wrap. I can see a box. Oh, I can see some notices. So, Simon's Matchbox Challenge. And keep this way up when pulling out. Okay. I'll do that, Simon. Thank you so much. I've got a hint of something there. I've got a hint of something actually very special in here. Oh my good grief. Look at that. Oh my goodness, Simon. Wow, what a beauty. What an absolute beauty. So you can make this as the C Venom FAW22, which I probably will, or you can do it as an NF3 REF Venom Night Fighter, and it comes with the Ghost engine, the Havilland Ghost engine, and wing fold. Oh, look how cool that is! Dear goodness! Oh, we've got to have a look inside here. Oh my word! There's pages and pages and pages of instructions. I'm not even going to look at those yet. There's a decal sheet which is in remarkably good condition, actually. Looking at it, not bad condition at all. And look at this plastic. Look at the size of this. Okay, raised panel lines. Do you know what? I might even rescribe those myself to make something of this. Look at the size of the canopy. Oh boy, I love this. A single piece surround with the canopy. Nice, very nice. Look at the size of these fuel tanks, the inlets and the engine. The old rockets. Goodness me, look at the size of this. So the panel lines here, because they're actual the hatches, they're inscribed, but they're not on the aircraft itself. Wow, look at all these bits and pieces. Size of these injection seats. And there we go. Oh, look, you get pilots. You get pilots. One of them is looking considerably happier than the other. Maybe a navigator and pilot have different experiences of flying the aircraft, perhaps. Wow. This is absolutely astonishing. Absolutely incredible. Look at the size of this. It's a beast. It's a beautiful beast, but it is a beast. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Simon, what can I say, mate? This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I guess if you put the pilots in, then you sort of sand off a lot of that stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I'm really tempted to have this as an open cockpit and just have it open and show off the interior. Haven't seen the instrument panel yet, but I'm sure however it comes, it will be fine. I look at the Canon in their tracks there, very nice. Oh, she's a beauty. She is an absolute beauty. Wow. This is going to be such a lot of fun. Oh, there's the instrument panel. Oh, instruments really nicely presented. You can definitely dry brush those and then add dot in some color. You don't need to get a separate set for those. You can easily paint up those. Very nice. Wing fences here as well. Wow. Nose cone, of course. Simon, mate, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, you can even make an Australian one. How about that? Absolutely exquisite. Absolutely beautiful. This is probably a very boring video for you guys, but I'm just staring at this. Go, oh my gosh! Wow! Look at that! Wow! Look at that! It's quite sad, really. But no, Lucas. So yeah, so you've got them for the schemes for aircraft of HMS Albion, one for HMAS Melbourne, and they've both got quite jazzy ends to the fuel tanks, which is kind of weird. Interesting that I guess this is more northern, not northern temperate, but northern scheme, where the extra dark sea grey comes down a lot lower than on the Australian naval aircraft. And then an NF3 from RAF Lucas in the RAF scheme of the day, du jour. Wow, what an amazing thing. I'm going to be staring at this for ages. So yeah, come all the bits and pieces. I mean, it's still not an overly complicated looking kit, if I can put it that way. It doesn't look stupid crazy to build for 1/32, which, you know, Matchbox never was stupid crazy to build. That goes against the ethos of the company of the time, obviously. No, they don't do stupid crazy. They do stuff that's achievable, and that's kind of why we used to like them, because you could buy all this stuff, and even if you bought one of these, it would be properly achievable. It's just I never got the chance because I could never buy something like this in the past. Never. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm now so tempted to go and look for some extras for this, like different injection seats, and see what else is available. But hopefully not too much. I don't want to overcomplicate what is at heart a simple but yet very lovely kit. So that is going to be amazing. Simon, thank you so very much, mate. This is just incredible. Fleet Air Arm is my passion. The aircraft of the Fleet Air Arm of my passion. This is a big kit, but not so big you couldn't put it somewhere and show it off, especially with the wings folded. That's absolutely gorgeous, mate. Thank you so much. Well, what an absolute delight this looks. A Sea Venom, and in 1/32 scale too. I cannot wait to build this, and it really won't be long before I make a start. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do come back for more on the channel. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.